Hello YouTube, I am Mutulala and welcome to my channel again. Well, let's begin with the Chudail. Well, how is a Chudail born? Well, a Chudail is born when she's, a female is giving birth to a child and she dies due to negligence of her husband. It is said that during she is pregnant, her baby, unborn baby is in both the worlds, a live world and the dead world. So she gets the mystic powers. Females have backward feet. Name of my grandfather is Mr. Dharamvijay Saxena or D.V. Saxena, and my grandmother's name was Sukhdevi. So this story took place in a village by the name of Karera. It is located in Shivpuri district in Madhya Pradesh. So father was a civil engineer and my grandmother was the daughter of a jamidar. They were awarded a huge land for as a dowry or as a gift after marriage, and they settled in that place. But little did they know that their house was located next to a graveyard, a Hindu graveyard. Now you must be thinking, Hindus have crematory grounds, Hindus cremate their dead ones. Why the hell there was a graveyard? Well, to be very honest with you, Hindus have certain rules, set of rules. Like for example, if somebody has a Chudail Badha, or somebody has a problem or a child death or child mortality, then they are not burned, they are buried. So that graveyard was not used much, so it had become a part of the forest. It had bushes, it was very this thing, and in order to access that place you need to travel along the border of that house, of my grandparents' houses. So what happened was, when these guys shifted after marriage, everything was happy and merry, and soon then my grandmother got pregnant. So these guys decided that they should move into other rooms. He awarded my grandmother the entire bed and he moved into a different room. Everything was going very well, but soon after my grandmother noticed that my grandfather was going weak. He was going weak by the day, and she continuously insisted, gave him good food, gave him nutrition, but still he was not improving on anything. So after failing the argument about my grandfather's health, my grandmother thought that the best thing to do is to gaze out of the window, and she saw from the window the adjoining path towards the graveyard, and she was shocked to find out that the path, which used to be bushy and all grown up, had been down leveled, and somebody has been using it or was been using it for a certain time. She gazed out the entire day, but she was not able to find a single person. Well, since there was nothing to watch in the night, she was still gazing out, and at this point of time she saw a certain entity, a certain female being coming out of that path, and it was a very beautiful figure. It was a female with wearing very beautiful clothes, and she went off and she vanished all of a sudden. My grandmother thought that she must be a female or some localite going to meet some village local and stuff, but what happened really shocked her. So the next day my grandmother went outside and saw the footprints in the dirt around the side of the house. They were human, and yet they were not. It almost looked as if they were backwards. So most of the people walk heel to toe, so the heel makes a deeper impression. These footprints had a bigger impression by the toe. Grandmother knew something is fishy, something is wrong, but she was not able to confirm anything. So what she did was she just let it be, and she waited for her husband, my grandfather, to come the next day and retire. My grandfather took food and retired, and my grandmother, since she was not able to sleep, took a lantern and came out to my grandfather's room, and she was shocked to find a nude lady, the same lady which appeared next to in the graveyard, over my grandfather. She was sucking the life force out of my grandfather, and soon she knew what the future is going to be. She knew how witches work, and she knew how Chudails work. She knew that the Chudail will first suck the life force out of my grandfather, and then she will attack my grandmother and ultimately kill the unborn baby. So my grandmother silently went back to her room and knew that she has to prepare for a battle which she has to win for her husband and for her child. My grandmother went to the village and inquired if there was any death of some young lady or any young lady, and she was confronted and confirmed by her husband that there was a death of a young lady, and she inquired whether all the crematory procedures and proceedings have been done or not, all the puja and havans have been done or not, and it was hard and it was shocking to find out that no exorcism or nothing puja has been done on her. According to the Hindu mythology, if somebody dies such a horrible death, he is burned face side down. Okay, his face is always down, and so that if he ever wakes up again, he will be facing the earth and he will not be able to walk on the earth ever again or come out ever again. So when she found out that this has taken place, my grandmother took charge, since she has to protect her baby and her husband and her family. She took some mustard seeds, some large nails, some very large nails, hibiscus plant, and a lot of cement and other building material. So what she did was, she easily tracked down the place where the chudel was buried, and she went there, and after that my grandmother drove thick nails all along the grave and planted a hibiscus tree just above the grave, so that if she ever tries to escape, hibiscus will be there and the thick nails won't ever let her out. To strengthen the security further, my grandmother made high walls so that there's only one entry and one exit for her home, so that she is insured and she can sleep securely and her family is secured. After securing the structural security of the house, she went towards the spiritual side. After this, my grandmother went to her home and she performed various pujas. She sprinkled Ganges water all across her house, and she performed various religious homas and cleaned the house, so that my grandfather is free from the chudel spell. Luckily it worked really wonderfully, and we came to know that the chudel was not only feeding on my grandfather, but also she was feeding on various other people, and the proof is in the pudding, right? So you can easily go to Karera and find out the name of the bus stand is in the name of my grandmother, Sukhdevi Saxena. So this is a true story coming from my family to you via YouTube. I hope you liked it. Kindly like it, share it and subscribe it. Motu Lala signing off.